Today, Kevin is going to be making pumpkin streusel bars, and there's a nice picture. They look so delicious. This is from the Woodland Creek. It says Woodland Creek Be Outdoor Ready, pumpkin spice recipe. So Georgianne sent us like a packet of recipe books. They were all in foil, and there were 3 of these Woodland Creek recipe books, and one of them is pumpkin spice themed. So this is from that little cookbook. And so Kevin is going to tell you everything you need. It's kind of like in 2 parts.
Right. There's a streusel part and then there's the bar part. So for the streusel you need 1.5 cups of flour, but you're going to need 1/2 cup for the streusel topping. You need a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/4 cup of butter cut into small pieces, and 1 cup of coarsely chopped pecans. We just buy the chopped pecans from the store. And then for the rest of it, for the base, you need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder or baking soda, 1/8 teaspoon of ground ginger, a cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of canned pumpkin. So we'll need to make sure we measure that out. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 2 eggs, and 2 tablespoons of butter melted. And then there's my other cup of flour. And then the oven is supposed to be preheated to 350, and you need a 13 by 9 inch baking pan, and they said aluminum foil. We don't use aluminum foil in our pan foil. We use parchment paper, so that's what we're here for. So I'm gonna make the streusel first. Basically what you do is you add your brown sugar and your 1/2 cup of flour first. That's a really hard hunk of brown sugar there. And I'm just gonna pulse this really quick just to mix it up a little bit. Then I'm gonna add the butter. And you can do this by hand if you want to, but it's just easier if you use a food processor. Definitely faster. And you want it to look like a coarse, almost like cornmeal. So this was all, I just basically knocked it down off the sides so it would be, you know, actually in the bowl. So I'm just going to take this off and take this little mixer off, and then I'm going to hand mix in the pecans, the 1 cup of chopped pecans. It's not like you're coating them; you're just mixing them in. So now I'm going to make the base. So basically you need a bigger bowl. You need to mix all of your dry ingredients except for the sugar. So you want to do your flour, your baking powder, baking soda, your cinnamon, your salt, and your ginger. And one of these, yeah, didn't get all that one off. There we go. You just want to mix them up a little bit just to make sure they're, you know, make sure you don't get clumps of something in there. Right, so in my mixer, I'm just gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna put my sugar and my pumpkin, my oil, eggs, and my butter, my melted butter. This until it's smooth.
Kevin has his mixture combined. He doesn't like doing this part. I don't know why he doesn't. He's fine at it. But so I'm gonna take over now. You're just gonna pour this into the bottom of your pan here.
And this was a runnier than some. The bars that are stiff that you have to really press, that's the ones I don't like to do. This is like more of a cake batter.
Then you take the streusel topping that Kevin made earlier and you just sprinkle it over the top. These are going to bake for 35 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. And then we're gonna let these cool completely. I ended up leaving these in the oven for the full 35 minutes. So now we just want to leave them on the wire rack to cool completely. So my bars have cooled, and this is why I like parchment paper. It's because I'm gonna pick the whole thing up and move it over here, and I'm gonna cut them. So the recipe says this makes 2 to 3 dozen. You see how small these pieces are.
I can't imagine getting 3 dozen.
No, I've got 2 dozen. Yeah, I can't imagine 3 dozen. Those would be like little bitty.
Like little fudge pieces.
Yes, that's what, truly, that's what it would be like. So this looks more like it's a cake than a bar.
It's very cake-like.
It's a cake texture at the bottom.
It looks good though.
It does look good. And it smells wonderful.
You can put that topping on pretty much anything. It's very good.
You could.
Super strong pecan flavor. Actually, I'd get more sugar and pecan than anything.
The pumpkin, it's not overly sweet.
The bottom part.
I like these. I would not call these bars at all.
No, it's more like
it's a
bread.
Cake. It truly, it reminds me
borderline bread.
of a bread. Yeah, of a pumpkin. If you make pumpkin bread, or like if you've ever made zucchini bread, banana bread, this is fluffier. So it truly is cake.
Right.
It's not a bar. It's not what I consider a bar. A bar is something with like a shortbread base that you can pick it up, and it has a firm bottom. This literally has a cake bottom. I love the crumble.
It's a dense cake too. Now the strudel on top is the best part.
Yes.
The pumpkin part on the bottom is okay.
It's okay.
It's really just a base to hold the top. More than anything.
I agree. I could eat just a bowl of that crumble.
Yeah, lay that on the baking sheet and just bake it and break it up.
That crumble would be delicious if you bought the cans of like apple pie filling. You could get a pre-made pie crust, some of that apple pie filling,
and sprinkle that on top.
Sprinkle that on top and bake it.
Yeah,
It'd be awesome. It would be awesome. I think I would like that more.
I wonder if you could take,
it'd be sweeter.
It's gonna sound weird, but buy a frozen pecan pie. I mean a pumpkin pie, and like bake it to where it's almost done, and then put that, or even more, put it in there frozen when you have to bake them, and put that over top of a frozen pumpkin pie, which that'd be good.
I think so. Well, you can see I love the crumble.
Yeah, the crumble's, like I said, the best part. The cake part is, it's okay.
It's okay. It's not the star of the show. The star of the show is that streusel part. So, if anything, I would do that part again. Like I said, I think that would go perfect with apples.
With apple pie of some kind.
But the theme of this cookbook was a pumpkin.
Yeah, and I really don't get the pumpkin spice part.
I get the pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's just not outstanding pumpkin. There's other pumpkin desserts I like more.
They're stronger.
Yes. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.